This episode is brought to you by Columbia Sportswear. It's snowing again, and that wind chill is killer. But you're not worried about that because you shop the Omni Heat Infinity Collection. It's warmth perfected with tiny gold dots that reflect your body heat inside and protect you from the cold outside. No snow or chilly temps can stop you now. Go out anyway. Shop the Omni Heat Infinity Collection now at Columbia.com/infinity.
Stream your favorites and discover more with the Disney Bundle. Watch the new season of Loki on Disney+. On Hulu, fear creeps in with the boogeyman. And touchdown with college football on ESPN+. All of these and more streaming now. Get the Disney Bundle with plans starting at $9.99 a month. Plans with ESPN+ starting at $14.99 a month. Terms apply. See DisneyBundle.com for details.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Benjamin Betts. It's all about the Benjamin Betts, baby. You know what's up? Yes, Benjamin Betts, baby.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the rift that is the Benjamin Betts podcast, League of Legends Worlds 2023 edition. We are not in Korea, but all the teams are. I'm your co-host, Corey. I almost said Jared. And I
You wish you had my record.
I wish I got my co-host Jared with me. Jared, you were cooking. You were cooking these last two days, my friend. Oh my word. I would say day one. Let's throw a little water on the situation. Cloud9, Fnatic. You got that one wrong. This was Thursday. It's okay. Fnatic won 2-1. But you were correct. Weibo 2-0'd Mad Lions, and you got all three of those bets correct. So really, okay, well, sorry. You got that correct. Then we moved into yesterday, or very early this morning. You predicted D+, the Korean 4 seed that was going to sweep GAM Esports in convincing fashion. You got all three of those bets correct. Game 1, Game 2, and the series 2-0. And then the big one, dude, this was the hard one because these were two very close teams, KT Rolster versus LNG, and you predicted it correct, man. You had LNG 2-1-ing. They did it. They did it in the order in which you thought it would. Now, you missed one game there, but that's okay. The spread on game 1, but you got game 2, game 3. You feeling good?
Feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. One of these is a super easy pick for me. The other one, there's some nuance.
Okay. Well, you are 8-1 in your last 9 games. If we throw out Cloud9 Fnatic, which we'll just throw that out because it's NA, who cares? 8-1. So you're cooking here. So we move into the final games of the 2-2. So both of these teams, are 2-1. NRG is 2-1 versus G2. That's 2-1. SKT is 2-1 versus BLG. I was going to try to say the full name. I can't. Who's also 2-1. So the winners move on. The losers actually play each other tomorrow as well, but more of an appropriate time for us at 11 p.m.
Yeah, we can watch that.
We'll
live,
watch
baby.
that game. It'll be hard to make a bet on that because we won't know what it is until that time, but we might throw something up on Instagram or something like that. So, all right, you ready to dive in?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
All right, first game out the gate. The great NA hope. The last team that could make it through, NRG, plays against the European 1 seed G2. We have a game 1 spread of, oh my, that is a lot. 9.5 kills. 9.5. Are you taking minus 9.5 G2, or are you going to take plus 9.5 NRG?
So I wholly believe that this game will be 2-0 G2. This series will be 2-0 G2. But this is NA's last hope, and I think game 1 will be closer than what people think. Like, I could very well see NRG jumping up on a lead and then just throwing.
Yeah.
Right. And here's the biggest ride. Look at who NRG has played. They open pool play with a loss to Weibo. Then they play Liquid.
Yep.
Then they play Mad Lions. They have been tested by their strongest team they have played against is the Chinese 4 seed.
Yeah.
That's the strongest team, and they get to look at themselves and say, "Oh, we're 2-1." Like we've got a chance for a miracle. And on the other hand, you have G2, who is actually smacking around people. They've beaten a Korean team. They've beaten a Chinese team. Did they get smacked around by the top Korean team? Yes, they got 2-0'd. But those games were not blowouts. Like G2 is just very clearly the best Eastern team or Western team, excuse me. And they're gonna. But I think NRG surprised them. There are some European players on this NRG squad. There's some familiarity there, Corey. So
We
what
do
happens
always-
is
We do always have to preference that when we say like these Korean and Chinese teams, a lot of the NA and EU teams have Chinese and Korean players. They can't make a squad of all of them based on
they get the retiring Korean and China. They get like LeBron James in his 21st season.
They get Tom Brady to the Bucks, which he did win a Super Bowl. But
it's like Messi coming to the U.S.
It's like
that's the best analogy. He's not going to win another World Cup, but he's here having fun, embarrassing the rest of the Americans. That's exactly what we're talking about.
Living in Miami, he's loving up, like living in LA. Some of these Korean players in NA, hanging out in Germany if they're EU, they're having a good time.
They are. So yeah, I'm taking NRG plus the points in game 1, and then I don't care what the spread is in game 2. It's G2
8.5.
Yeah, easy. Take it. G2 slaughter in game 2.
G2 slaughter. Sorry, I need to update what we're doing here. Okay, G2 slaughter, and then that leaves the big question: what will the series breakdown be? We have the options are based on what you just said. So who's winning game 3? Are you taking G2 or are you taking NRG? No spread here. No, just purely.
I'm sorry. I'm saying 2-0 G2. I'm just taking NRG losing in a close one and getting fun. Yeah. I don't think NRG wins a game. I just think game 1 is close.
Gotcha. Okay. My misunderstanding. Now I'm going to tell you some stats. I don't think you're going to change your mind, but our boys over at factor.gg, thanks for all your stats. These guys go way in depth. They have percentages on this series here. G2 is favored 58%. NRG is 41%, or 41.7, 58.3. So G2 heavily favored here. I will give you a little something. This game could get wild because if you look at all the games that have happened at Worlds so far, okay, who do you think number 1 earned the most gold in their game? One player. So this is ranking all. I'll give you a hint. They're all
probably. Is it Palafox?
No, it's not Palafox. All of them. The top 10 are all 80 carries. These are specific games. This is a team that is still in the tournament playing against another team that is still in the tournament, and this player went off. And now I think it was probably a long game. But they earned. This is the most gold. Who do you think it was?
Was it FBI? I feel like I'm led to say it's FBI here.
It's not FBI. It was Elk on BLG versus KT. He had 22,790 gold earned in that game. Second was Hansama on his Draven. I watched that game against
he
DK.
Was wrecking.
But then FBI. 4th place right here, NRG versus Mad Lions. He's 4th on Kaisa. So I am expecting a good matchup in the bot lane against these very aggressive, and these teams flow through their 80 carries. They're going to ride through Hansama. They're going to ride through FBI. So you're picking it. I'm not. I'm just saying I'm excited to see this bot lane in action.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
All right. Now for the marquee matchup. I'm on the French kick, the piece de resistance. That's even a French word. If I said it right. You got SKT. They're the Dallas Cowboys of South Korea. Let's be honest. That's what they are.
That's a very great
fan favorites. They do win though, so I guess they're not the Cowboys because the Cowboys don't win. Playing against BLG, the Chinese squad. How is this going to break down, Jared? We have game 1. The spread is set at 3.5 plus 3.5 SKT. the favorites BLG in game 1, so -3.5 for BLG. Which way are you going?
Well, here's what's so interesting about this matchup. I'm not 100% sure about this, but I'm pretty sure. I think if you took all Chinese and Korean rosters and compared them year to year, I think these are the two teams that have maintained most of their players.
Okay.
Like that T1 team is almost identical to last year's, if not identical to last year's T1 team. And BLG, they're very similar. So this is like continuity central. So what I'm thinking in this game is I think this is going to go the distance. We're going to be hearing some silver scrapes. This is going to be a 3-game series.
Okay, all right.
But I like BLG winning in the first game by actually a pretty good margin.
Okay, so you're taking the -3.5.
I'm taking the -3.5.
Okay.
I am. I think BLG surprises T1. And I mean, if you go back and look, T1 has played Liquid. That was a challenge. They lost to Gen G. That's an inner rivals, good game. And then they bounced back and beat Cloud9. They have not played a Chinese team yet.
Okay.
That is crucial because the regions play differently. And you and I talk about this all the time when we're not recording. Every region has like their source. So I think they're gonna kind of get kicked in the teeth game 1. Okay. I really do.
Okay.
And but what's the spread in game 2?
Man, this is killing me here. I am not finding a spread. Our boys at Bovada here are dropping the ball just a little, unless I'm completely blanking. But I don't actually see it. That was super frustrating. You know what I'll give you here. Let's get you going on the fly here. What I do have is over under for kills.
Okay.
So in game 2, the over under is set at 25.5 kills combined. This is both teams.
Sure.
You going over 25.5 or under 25.5?
I just think you see a controlled game by T1. Like they're gonna, it's like a boxing match, right?
Yeah.
Like they're gonna take a big hook in the earlier rounds, and then they're gonna come out, throw some haymakers, and they're gonna strike back. So, but I just don't think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be tactical. I don't think it's going to be, when NA teams, we, start picking Teemo support and crazy picks. So I like T1 in a little more controlled game. So I'll say under the 25.
Under 25. I think that's very wise. I'm looking here. I can't scroll. I feel like I'm failing you all over the place here. But you have SKT averages 9 deaths a game. That's their average is 9. And BLG, I can't even find. So they are at least under that. So
yes,
these two teams are tacticians. They're not diving in. They're not NA, Jared, going for all the kills, So I like your under there. We'll take under 25.5 kills. But who do you think is going to win? Wait, hold on. So your last bet, you're going to tell me. So what's going to be the series breakdown here? Win, loss, win.
It's going to be SKT, loss, win. SKT
wow.
is bidding in. I still think BLG will be there.
Okay.
That you will see BLG in those 8 teams that are going through the bracket, but they will pick off, in my opinion, any of these 3 teams that are coming up.
Woo!
They've already beaten Fnatic. I don't think that Kia has enough, and I don't think they've mastered Weibo in their own region. So
yeah, you're plus 500 on those odds there, and this half makes me want to wake up at probably about 6:30 in the morning to catch that game 3 if there is one. I just put some money down on this. I'm not going to tell you how much, but I think I'm going to get my I think I'm going to get my booty up to watch that game. I'm either going to be very unhappy. Oh, I guess if BLG wins the first one, SKT wins the second, then I'll be very sad. But if SKT loses then wins, and then game 3, I'll wake you up. You're going to be cooking, baby. I'll wake you up. Yeah.
You're going to be cooking. Call me.
All right, man. Those are the 6 wagers locked in for the night, or early day. These 2 a.m. games are just awful, but it's okay. We're doing our thing. So you have NRG plus 9.5 in game 1, G2 minus 8.5 in game 2, G2 a win-win in their series, so they locked that down. Then we got BLG minus 3.5 in game 1. You have BLG minus 3.5 in game 1. But you had them. Sorry, SKT loses that one.
Yes.
And then win-win. Sorry, that makes sense.
Yep.
Under 25.5 in game 2 because the spread's not up, but you're like SKT in that game to then force a game 3 where the home team pulls out the win in Korea with a win. SKT lost.
That's it,
win,
man.
Win. Love it, man. Let's
That's
do
it.
it. Cool. All right.
It's exciting. You want to know what's super interesting right now, though, Corey?
Wow.
I want to make sure I have this right. I do have this right. Every single seed from Korea and China is still alive. Based on how this plays out, you could see 4 Korean and 4 Chinese teams in our bracket.
Well, wait.
I believe that's correct.
So, where did D plus? Isn't D plus still in this thing? Because
they are. They're coming up. They were in the 1-2 match, and now they're going to be in the 2-2. Same thing with Weibo. They were on their last leg, and they're up. So
there's still more games here.
Oh yeah, the 2-2s, the ones we've been waiting for. We got 3 2-2 games tomorrow, October 28th. That we can be talking about as well. Maybe if we do another short episode. We just don't know who's playing who yet because we haven't seen the other 3.
Well, wait. So is that going to be? That's going to be 11 p.m. October 28th, and then there's going to be 2 more games on Sunday the 29th.
Correct.
And then there's 3 outside of these 2 that we just picked. There's 3 more potentials, right? Because there would be the 2 winners of these, or the 2 losers. Sorry.
Yep.
D plus.
We'll have Fnatic.
KT
Fnatic
roster,
is still alive.
Weibo.
D plus, Weibo, and KT still get to come back and play the losers of G2 NRG and BLG T1.
So okay, okay. But aren't there 12 teams that move on? Or there's 8 that move on.
There's 8, and that's what I'm saying.
It could literally just be all of them. Yeah.
But it depends. Like there could be brackets where, Fnatic might be playing G2 if they lose or something crazy.
Yeah.
Like it may not be set up to have all the teams in there that way. They may have to give the West something just to continue playing.
Just little breadcrumbs there for the West. I like it. I like it. Well, then who's the other Western team? Why am I? It's NRG, G2,
Fnatic, and G2.
That's only 3. Shouldn't there be one more? Oh, because the teams have already moved on. Teams have already been signed. I'm sorry.
Because you still have. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I'm dumb. Sorry. Everyone stopped listening to this pod about 2 minutes ago, so I apologize. All right. Well, Jared, let's see what rolls. Let's see what happens. We maybe we get on for a little bonus episode tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll try.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Everybody, don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath, but we'll try. All right. For Corey, for Jared, this is the Benjamin Betts podcast. We're going to win you some money. We're going to win charity some money. And we're going to win ourselves some money, maybe. All right. Sounds good.
Oh, that's good.
I'll tell you later how much I'm wagering.
I don't want to know how much you made already. I can't be influenced. If I know, I'll be influenced, and I don't want to be. I want to be uninfluenced.
That's why I couldn't tell you. I just tell you one thing. You call us over, baby. All right.
You call us over.
Okay, I gotta bounce. I said I was going to do some work.
Not to complicate our plans, but I had a very interesting call this morning with some VR people. So you and I can have a conversation later about that.
All right, I can't wait. We'll
talk soon.
Can't play with them. Okay, see ya.
Yeah.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.
Frozen, heroes. Gonna tell you about Frozen, heroes. Gonna tell you about.
Hey, I'm Zach.
And I'm Mike.
and we have a fantastic new podcast to tell you about. Bros, Foes, and Heroes. It's the two of us looking into the world of comics, breaking down some characters that you may have never heard of, and some that are just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, so Zach comes up with a character each time, and I go into it just completely blind. I don't know who this person is or what their abilities are or anything, and basically I guess we kind of go over their origin story and just some of the ridiculous stuff that maybe, especially Golden Age stuff.
Oh, Golden Age stuff is always the best, and we will make sure to highlight all of the shenanigans and just absolute weirdness of everything.
Yeah, that's right. So subscribe today and follow us on Instagram at Bros, Foes, Heroes.
And if you don't, I know where you live. Not really, but please subscribe.
Bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about.
Hi, I'm Hank. You might remember me from a show called King of the Hill. Check out a King of the Hill rewatch podcast. These boys ain't right, but they are funny. Find the podcast anywhere you get your podcasts or at roguemedianetwork.com. I tell you what.